You get to decide the initiations now.
Yeah, I'm the one tapping the glass and getting them to stand up.
Nice.
So.
My name is Chris, I'm joined here by James Ward-Prowse, and we are here with Ellevate Football with Life in the Academy. Now James, you joined Southampton Academy at the age of 8. What was your football journey like up until that point?
Yeah, difficult. I think a football journey's got a lot of ups and downs along the way. I think when you start out as a young player, you just want to enjoy yourself and play as much as you can. And as you get older, you have a lot of challenges along the way. But a lot of successful times as well, and it's about dealing with those ups and downs. But for me, it's the greatest job in the world, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do it.
So, your family were all Portsmouth fans. What was that like growing up?
No, I think it's part and parcel of football. I think you know, obviously I was born in Portsmouth, and a lot of my family still live that way. And you know, like I said at the start, everybody's journey's different. You go down different routes, and that was the route that I went down, and ended up in the academy at Southampton.
Did you get, was there a particular moment when you got spotted or sort of scouted in Southampton?
No, I think when I was about 7, I think I had a couple of clubs sort of contact me and want to see me, and I had the difficult choice to make of which academy to go to. So I think I made the right decision, and you know, like I said, it's a fantastic job and a place to be.
Have you always been a central midfielder as well, or were you one of those people that started? You always hear about people that started as a striker and then were back to centre back. Have you always been centre mid?
I played a few positions. I've played full back. I played centre half. Believe it or not,
Okay.
I'm not maybe the tallest, most physical player.
Distribution there, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I'm more of a ball playing centre half than a you know, an aggressive.
Commanding.
Yeah. But like a John Terry or anything like that. But no, yeah, I played different positions, but I think that kind of helped my development as a player. And you always end up finding your own way, and central midfield was where I ended up.
Yeah, I remember when the offside rule came in for me. I was a striker until that point, and then just having no pace, it just destroyed my game.
No
so
pace, I know what that's like.
Quite similar actually. So Southampton's academy is well known for producing some incredible footballers. You've got Walcott, you've got Bale, Luke Shaw, yourself. Why do you think Southampton's academy is rated up there as one of the best in the country?
I think they've always been brave in terms of giving players opportunities. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are, we were always told that you'd have that opportunity, and it's up to you to go and showcase that and show the club that you deserve that chance. And we've always had players in the first team, for example, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was kind of the one that I was chasing. He was chasing Theo Walcott, so there's always that kind of train, if you like, of players in the first team. So it was visible to us that it could be done. It was a case of following in their footsteps.
Yeah. So for people who might not be lucky enough to come up and go through an academy system, what would you say kind of key qualities that you might have learnt from a young age that really helped you?
I think having a good attitude is important. I think that's something that certainly I modelled my game around, and I played with a lot of young lads who had a lot of potential but maybe didn't have the right attitude, and I think clubs are looking in certainly in young players, if they're hard workers, if they've got a good attitude, if they can, you know, have leadership qualities from a young age. So I think those sort of factors are really important.
Okay. Was there anything else that, sort of aside from the football, you found particularly useful off the pitch? You know, you talked about the mental approach. Is there anything else?
I think probably sacrifice. I think there's a lot of things that you go through. You know, when you get to school, there's parties, and you know, friends want to do things, and you might often have to miss them because you've got training. I know you've heard every footballer say it, but it's true. You know, you have to not go to those parties on Saturday night because you've got the game on Sunday, and you know, you do miss out a lot of things, but the sacrifice is worth it.
I've never heard a footballer say, I had no friends, so I didn't have the opportunity, you know? I'd love for someone just to be like, no, I had training every day because I just had no friends, you know?
Well,
it'd be quite refreshing, wouldn't it?
Well, no, I mean, it's hard. I mean, you do get those opportunities, but you have to think of the bigger picture.
Definitely.
And that was always the football.
That's why you're here, exactly.
Yeah.
So whilst you're in the Southampton Academy, you secretly trained with non-league Havant Waterlooville in order to toughen yourself up. What was that about? How did you get away with that as such?
Well, I think growing up, I wasn't maybe the most physical. I didn't like tackling. It wasn't really my sort of forte. I just wanted
Have
to.
you got their number still?
No, I haven't actually. No.
I'd love it.
But no, you know, my dad came up with the idea. Look, you need to toughen up, and he knew Mason Mount's dad, Tony Mount, funnily enough, and he put me in contact with Havant and Waterlooville. So I went down there as a young lad and trained with them, and to just be in that environment where, you know, swear words were flung about. You know, they tackled you regardless, and sort of maybe realised the importance of that sort of strength in the men's game. So that's something that I really had to focus on as I got through those sort of teenage years.
Okay, so were you playing with people your age, or was that?
No. These were grown men, first team players. So for me, it was a great experience, a real eye opener. They didn't hold back. It was.
How old were you at that age?
I would have been 14, 15. Something like that. So to be in and amongst it and to be challenged in that way, I think definitely helped me down the line.
Yeah. And were you like, were you one of the kids that sort of had grown by that stage? Were you?
No, I was never the tallest. I'm still waiting to.
I've joined the club. Yep.
But no, I think those are the challenges you have, and I tried to give myself the best chance of succeeding.
And you made your debut at the age of 16 in the League Cup against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
What was that like as a moment?
Scary moment. Travelling up the day before, you're thinking all sorts in your head, but I was more so dreading the fact that I'd have to sing as an initiation.
Yes, that's got to be the scariest. I know, I see the videos and you think that must be way scarier than coming in front
So once I got that out of the way, I could think about the football.
You could chill out on the football pitch.
Yeah, but no, we had a great team at the time who sort of helped me and helped me embed into the team. So I was lucky in that sense.
Nice. And was there a player that when you were growing up you particularly admired? Obviously I've heard you talk about David Beckham before and said that, free kick wise, was there anyone else that you, or just Becks in terms of?
Yeah, I mean, he was massive. I think Steven Gerrard was one as well. He was more so my position, and I think he kind of emulated everything a midfielder needs to be.
Yes.
He was a leader. He could pass, tackle, shoot, score. He had all the facets of a good midfielder, so he was someone I looked up to.
He's just so well-rounded as a footballer.
And he could score a good set piece as well, so it makes
Well, you're now Southampton captain. Did you always see yourself progressing it? Was that something you were always aiming for? Was that something that just happened?
No, something I was aiming for, I think those sort of positions and moments happen when they're meant to be. Maybe it came a bit too early, than I wanted it to, but
How old were you, sorry?
When I became captain, 24, 25.
24. How did you was that like difficult at that young age in terms of stepping up?
No, it wasn't too bad. I think we had a real good group of players around us, so it was an easy group to kind of manage. Now we have different challenges where we've got a lot of younger players in the team, so in terms of leadership, trying to make sure that they're all on board and they're settled into the club and the team and comfortable around the city. Those sort of challenges are quite good.
Okay, is there anything that's like an additional thing that a captain has to do for a team that people might not think of when they think of a captain in a football team?
I think people just think it's the guy who wears the armband on the Saturday and that's it, but you have the fine system to put in place for the lads, to organise some meals and sort of team bonding events. So little things like that.
So you get to decide the initiations now.
Yeah, I'm the one tapping the glass and getting them to stand up.
Nice.
So I've been there and done it, and it's all part of it.
Okay, now we can't not talk about free kicks. So currently, you're second in the list of the most free kick goals in Premier League history, 4 behind David Beckham. You said that you weren't sure on the count, but I'm sure you are. So Beckham's an 18. Pep Guardiola also described you as the greatest free kick taker in the world. But were free kicks always a big part of your game?
Yeah, I think they were. I think growing up I wanted to be like Beckham and Gerrard, and I've said it before, but I'd watch them on the TV and then I'd go out in the garden and try and immediately replicate the free kick that I've seen, and it's something that I just always kind of naturally found myself doing. And as I got older and a little bit more success, I wanted to do more and more, and then the records are in sight, and if I break it, great, but if I don't, I've done well up until now. And
your technique is very much more kind of top spin than curl than Beckham or someone. And you see, like, for example, De Bruyne, he does that sort of same thing up and over the wall. Is that something that you deliberately kind of did, or it's just you hit them and then you found out that that was just a good technique to use? Yeah, I think it was a bit of trial and error a few years ago. I just tried a few different techniques and found that that was the best one for me. I liken it to like a forehand in tennis. Like I'm not a tennis player, I look like a Federer here, but you know what I mean, I'm just trying to get that top spin to make sure the ball comes down the other side. Lastly, what advice would you give to a young aspiring footballer if you could pick, the big top tip? I think you can have all the ability in the world, but for me it's all about your attitude and the work you're willing to put in. I think like any skill, you need to put in the time and the effort, and the harder you work, the more chance you're going to achieve something. So if you're talented and you're young, great, but you need to have the attitude and the work rate with it to get anywhere in the game.